The room downstairs. There was never a room there, but now something is knocking from behind it. When I signed the lease, the landlord only had one request. Don't try to open the locked door in the laundry room. He said it led to the old boiler system that had been sealed off for decades. I didn't care. The place was dirt cheap, and I was desperate to get out of the city after what happened with my brother. The house was old, single-floor, brick-faced, with sagging wooden beams and a backyard full of overgrown ivy. It sat at the end of a rural lane, surrounded by woods that always seemed too quiet. It was the kind of quiet that felt intentional. The first week was uneventful. I unpacked, got groceries from the next town over, and tried to forget the last year of my life. I avoided the laundry room, not because I believed anything was wrong with it, just because it felt like part of a dead part of the house. No sound, no draft, not even spiders. But on the seventh night, I heard it. It was almost midnight, and I was brushing my teeth when I heard what sounded like a voice. Muffled, distant, coming from the laundry room. I turned off the faucet and froze. It was faint, but I could have sworn I heard my name. Not whispered, spoken, softly, slowly, like someone who hadn't used their tongue in a long time. I stood outside the laundry room door and listened. Nothing. But when I turned to go, I heard the doorknob behind me click. It didn't open. It just turned, slowly, like someone was testing it from the other side. I didn't sleep. The next morning, I told myself it was the house settling. I said that phrase over and over, just the house settling. But I started noticing things that didn't make sense. There were long, thin scratches appearing on the floor near the laundry room, almost like claw marks. I found my toothbrush in the fridge. My phone alarm would go off at exactly 3:17 a.m. every night, even when I turned it off. Then came the voice again. One night, as I lay in bed with headphones on, I felt something off, the kind of shift in the air that presses against your skin. I paused my music, and in the silence, I heard someone moving through the house. Slow, dragging steps. Then, my voice. Hey. It sounded like me. Exactly like me. Same inflection, same rhythm. But it wasn't coming from my mouth. It came from the hallway outside my bedroom. I stayed frozen in bed. Something walked past my door and stood there, just breathing. It never came in. The next morning, I called the landlord. His number was disconnected. I left voicemails, emails, nothing, so I did something stupid. I went into the laundry room and pried open the locked door. Behind it was a narrow stairwell, steep and dark, leading into what looked like a second basement. But the house wasn't supposed to have a basement. It wasn't listed. The blueprints didn't show it. I should have closed the door. I should have never gone down. But I did. At the bottom of the stairs, there was a long hallway with faded green wallpaper and old yellow bulbs swinging from the ceiling. And at the end of the hallway, a single door. It looked too new, like it had been installed recently. On the front, written in faded black marker, were the words, "Do not let it out." I turned to leave, but then I heard crying. It was my voice, begging, pleading from behind that door, saying things I didn't remember saying, and then, knock, knock, knock. I ran. I didn't look back. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I just sat in my room, door locked, lights on, trying to breathe. At 3:17 a.m., something knocked on my bedroom door. "Hey," it said, "let me in." It was me again, but hollow, like someone imitating me through a cracked mirror. I stayed quiet. Then I heard it say, "Do you remember what you did to your brother?" "I haven't told anyone about that. No one. Not even the police. No one knows what happened in that hospital room when he flatlined. But the voice did. The next day, I boarded up the laundry room and tried to leave the house. But the road was gone. Not just blocked. Gone. The lane just looped back to the house. No matter how far I drove, I came back to the same gravel driveway, same mailbox, same ivy, like the world had folded in on itself. Each night, something knocks. Each night, it sounds more like me. Last night, it stood outside my bedroom and whispered something new. You're not the original anymore. And the worst part, I'm starting to believe it.